This is my last video for tonight, Sunday the 7th, 2016, Super Bowl Sunday, so everybody knows what night it was. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and to whoever won, congratulations. Alright, so I'm going to touch on one more thing before I conk out and go to hell to bed. Now, I was listening to my other videos, and I had positive and negative thoughts about everything I said, and it was mostly negative thoughts because those videos were truthful, but they were negative, and I'm sorry for that. I want to talk to people on a level where people understand me, and I don't want to make people think that I'm actually a dick. I know I'm an asshole, and I know I'm a dick. I'm not trying to come off as one on camera, and it pretty much happens every time I get on camera, and I can't deny who I am, alright? So those are things that we have to deal with. But the one thing I know I am, for sure, I'm an honest man, and honesty has cost me more than it has given me. Kind of like what Star-Lord says, life often takes more than it gives, which is 100% true. It is 100% true that life takes more than it gives. For me, life has taken so much from me, and it has beat me down so bad to the point where I have given up so many times on so many things. And I'm gonna touch on this because I watched Dr. Phil Friday, where the guy had Gene Simmons on there, who was backing him in. And I'm with Gene on that. Don't give up on your dreams, but work towards it, and don't just like try to live it when you're not doing it. My dreams have basically been shattered, which is why there's so many videos up, which is why everything I have is coming up. So to everyone who's ever helped me make a movie, regardless of whether it was a good movie or it was a sucky movie, and it probably all sucked to most of you guys. But I want to thank you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't have done everything I've done, and I couldn't have done it by myself. I couldn't have been a one-man show, and you guys have no idea how much you've touched my life. Even if I've never seen you guys since these movies, and even if I never ever see you guys again, I just want you guys to all know I'm always thinking of y'all, and I'm thanking y'all from the bottom of what's left of my soul, because like I said, life often takes more than it gives. And for me, life has taken more than it gives. And last year, the only person that really, really, truly gave a damn about me passed away in my car. And that haunts me every fucking day. That my yellow car, my father, will never come back. And I don't want to break down and start crying and everything, because I love my father. And I'm struggling to live without him. It hasn't been a year, but after this month it will be. January, February, March. So on the day of his passing on March, I would like to post a video and dedicate it to my father. And providing that I don't fucking forget, not that you can ever really forget when your parent dies. I want to put this out there. I want all you kids, all you adults who still have your parent, even if it's just one parent, even if you're fighting, even if you can't stand each other. You were born for a purpose. I have not found my purpose, but you were born for a purpose. And you might not be able to achieve it the way you want to achieve it. But my dad, man, he was my rock. He was my hero. Maybe not in the superhero sense, but he was my hero. I would never tell him this, because Bruce Lee was also my hero. Bruce Lee is not my dad. My dad never had an ounce of negative towards anything I've wanted to do. He was my support structure. He made me promise to never give up on anything. I have broken that promise to my father. The one promise that I have not broken is that I'm going to let my hair grow until I'm 50 or until I'm dead, because he liked my long hair. And it's probably because it wasn't the Negro hair. But I love my father, and I'll never stop loving my father. And my father loved me. My father loved me a lot. maybe more so than you should have ever loved anyone. And we fought over trivial shit. You know, we fought. This is my dad. We fought over my opinions about abortion, about little things. You know, they weren't little to him, and they weren't excessively little to me. This was him with Casey. You know, I hope you're watching, Casey. Oh, sorry, Tina. But this is him with Casey. He let her dress him up. I let Casey put me in a dress too. They're family, you know, not by blood, but they are family. And you know the thing about family is, family lasts forever. This is Casey, my little niece, or whatever you want to call her. Anyway, beautiful girl. And whoever's messing with her heart, if you fucking break her heart, I'll break your fucking face. I might have to use my cane since I can't kick anymore. But, you know, that's my family. You know. And the thing about my dad never, ever gave up. And he never gave up on me. This is my younger brother and his 3 sons. One of my younger brothers. We have different mothers, so that's why they're all dark and I'm light. And the thing you have to understand about my dad, you know, whenever I was at my weakest, whenever I was down, when I was at my lowest point in life, he would pick me up, dust the cobwebs off, and say, Jimmy, that ain't happening, fella. Get your ass up. This is my mom and my dad. No, yeah, she looks god-awful light. Easy to mistake for a white person. I love my mom. And that was my Aunt Morales in the background. And my mom and I don't ever see eye to eye, you know, on anything. But the thing with my dad, no matter how bad things were for me, and I mean no matter how bad, that's one motherfucker that I knew. It would back me up, hell or high water. Whether it was acting, wanting to be a police officer, you name it. And he supported me through thick and thin. He didn't ask any questions. He always had my back. And I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary of his death. I never sat down to mourn my father. I never took the time to take the time to sit there and honestly, truly cry about my dad. It deeply disturbs me that I haven't broken yet, and I probably should be trying to jump off of a building or anything. And I haven't. Not that the thought doesn't cross my mind. But you know, my dad is no longer with me. And it hurts. It hurts ever so bad. I can't really describe the pain. This was my car. This was my car that my dad passed in. I think he fell asleep or he had a heart attack. He was an organ donor, so we had to act fast to donate his corneas. So someone has my dad's corneas, and to whoever you are, thank you for keeping a piece of my father alive and well. You don't know how much that means to me, because I know he's still out here somewhere. I don't want to meet you, because it's only going to hurt me. But I just wanted to put that out there, that the J Havoc machine is completely destroyed. You know. But my dad was fucking awesome. You know. He jumped on me about, you know, his inability to read and everything. And he could read, he just wasn't like really, really great at it. But he came up in a time where you had to work. and you didn't really, you know, education was important, but he had a family to feed and he had to work. So he could read, he just wasn't like a super fast reader. This is my dad's passing. That was the last picture I got to see of my dad. And that was the last picture of me with my dad. If that looks like a smile, it's because I'm angry. And whenever I smile, it's because I'm generally angry and fixing to hurt someone. This was his send off before his cremation. This is my younger brother and our father. They fought over that hat a lot. My brother has that hat. And I will tell you, through all the pain and suffering, this man, he wept for me when they told me I had to have a new hip. He cried. I didn't cry. I just wanted to kind of get the shit over with. But it broke him, man. Because he's like, Jimmy, you're not even 40 yet. Or you're not even 41. Well, 41. You're only 41 years old or something, he said. He said, son, this shit shouldn't have been happening to you. I mean, you were like top dog in Kung Fu. You were a badass. And you joined the army and you're taken out by a fucking hole. Murphy's Law is a funny thing. My dad and I always joked about Murphy's Law. Because Murphy's Law always seems to pop up on us at the worst of times. And the thing with my dad is that Murphy's Law never got him down. He found a way. He always found a way. So to you, James Williams Sr., thank you for giving me life and being the greatest dad. I know everybody thinks their dad is the greatest dad. And everybody is the biggest cliche ever. But this man, this father, my original biological father, never, ever quitted on me. He never gave up, and he wouldn't let me give up. And we were going to film a commercial with an old saying. So since we don't get to film that commercial, I'm probably not going to do it unless I can find someone to be my father's substitute. But it's a good commercial. And if I had any wish that I could have any day of the week, would be able to spend a day with him long enough to film that commercial. My dad meant everything to me. No. He helped me out when I lost my girlfriend. And not that she's dead, it's just that she dumped me for no reason. My dad has always kept me strong on that. And though I will probably never ever see her again or ever have contact with her again thanks to the law, my dad backed my ass. And he constantly told me, if you really love her, don't give up. But once the law got involved, I quickly gave up. But I never gave up on my dad. And he never gave up on me. I have his flamingo blanket. And everything that I could use that he wanted me to have, I have. Everything that I couldn't, we gave to the love of Jesus in Richmond. And it's not that I didn't want to keep it, it's just that I have nowhere to keep it. I don't have my own home. So that kind of puts a damper on things. And I strive to hopefully get my own home one day. And the thing with my dad, man, I mean, no matter what, I will never ever say he's ever turned his back on me. We had such good adventures. And to the other half of his family, not his sisters, but his common law wife, Miss Molly, my second mother. I have never had a woman go to bat for me the way she went to bat for me. I mean, this woman loved me like I was her own, and my dad loved her daughter and her granddaughter, both of them, which would be Jennifer and Casey, like they were his own. And blood does not make a family, all right? Blood does not make a family. How you love each other and treat each other makes a family. My dad and Miss Molly taught me that. They taught me a lot of things, and I missed them. And my second father, Richard James Shiflett, another man who never gave up on me. Another man who kept me strong when everything that could go wrong had gone wrong. And I mean everything in my life, everything that could possibly go wrong. When you think life can't get any fucking worse, and it does. My second father always had my back. He never let me down. He always, always, always was there. He never stopped. We didn't see eye to eye all the time, but that's nothing normal, you know. And the thing with that, he also never gave up on me. Even when I gave up on myself, he would always be there to pick me up. I went to his grave a few weeks ago, and I broke down, and I cried and cried and cried and cried, and I couldn't get any answers to why he left me, but I cried, and I pretty much know why he left me. It's because we had to pull the plug. It wasn't something that I'm proud of, but we had to do it. And in doing so, you never know how much you really love somebody until you're responsible for their last breath. And in that, I think that's probably what really sent me over the edge on quite a few things. Because, when you love somebody, saying goodbye is the hardest. Which is why when people tell me goodbye, I always tell them it's be seeing you. I'm not there yet. I don't know if the focus is going to work very well on this picture. But this is my second father. His name is James Richard Shiflett. He loved me, and I loved him. He took my ass in when I was homeless, gave me a roof over my head. We went to Florida. We went to Canada numerous times. And this man may not have loved my girlfriend, but he loved the fuck out of me and was willing to sacrifice and carry some of the things that he wanted to say to her to his grave. That's love, folks. And I love this man. He was my second father. He left me everything, even though I had to fight to get most of it. He left everything to me. But more importantly, he left me with a sense of morals. He left me with the fact that although our color is different, he still loved me. I was his son. I was there for him through hell or high water. And pulling the plug was the worst thing ever. But we had to do it because he wasn't really going to make it. They said if we didn't, he wouldn't have lived more than a week. And Patty, excuse me, if you can see this, please call me. My number hasn't changed. It's 434-981-6543. I miss talking to you. I've been busy. I've been going through a whole lot of drama and some bullshit with my biological family and legal drama with my dad's stuff. It hasn't been fun not being able to contact you at least one Sunday a month. So it's an open invite, And Joan, you guys are welcome to call me too. Miss y'all. And to Angel and her children and grandchildren, I miss y'all. I've just been so fucking busy that things haven't been really planning out, and then I have to play a hurry up and wait. But as I close this out, I just want everybody to know, take pride in the people who give a damn about you. Take your life and live it every fucking day as if it was your last. I miss my dad. I miss my dad from sun up to sundown. And if I live long enough to be a father of my own, I hope I'm half the man he is. So in closing, if your parent is around, hug them, kiss them, love them. My dad kissed me. No, we grown ass men. My dad still kissed me. My dad would sometimes come and check on me at nighttime and tuck me in. And this guy was hitting 60-something. And I miss that every day. I look at this box with his ashes in there. This box is no fucking substitute for the real thing. I love my father. I love my brothers. And I'll go out as far on a limb and say I love my sisters, and though I will deny it in court, I do love those bitches. You know, but I can't bring my father back. And if I could just do it for one day, every second, every microsecond, I would just lay in his arms. I wouldn't do nothing else. Just lay in his arms. I'd get up and go to the bathroom. But other than that, I wouldn't do anything else but just let him hold me. I miss that most of all. I miss my dad's arms. I miss the love that he gave me. And if you guys are with your parents and they're both still alive, you need to do that. Just hug them for an hour, man. An hour. Some people don't get that. Some people don't have that. Some people don't know how short your life can be gone. I was hoping that he would live long enough for me to give him grandkids, since both of my younger brothers have given him 3 grandkids apiece, and I haven't. But the woman I wanted to give him grandkids with, like I said, she dumped me. I do still care for her. I would go as far as to say I do still love her, but it's not like she gives a fuck. It's not like she gives a damn. Because when he died, she never reached out, and I hope that she never feels this pain if anything should happen to her parents. You know, it's illegal for me to reach out to her, which is why I wouldn't. But if she happens to be passing through, if anything happens, I'm here. I'll always be here for her. Even if I marry someone else, I will still always be there for her, because she was and is always going to be the love of my life. I can never tell her this to her face, thanks to her actions with the cops. But I don't care anymore. I don't care who knows it. It is what it is. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you can be with them. So I'll have to find someone else to love. But I will never love anyone as much as I loved her, because hurting people with love really kind of messes you up a bit. And I'm like totally fucked up. But it is what it is. And I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to finish this graphic novel soon. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I was supposed to work on it this weekend, but everything that could go wrong completely went wrong. Murphy's Law again. So before I get off this thing and upload it, I just want everybody to know, y'all need to love the people that you have in your life. And you never stop loving them until we run out of time. And no one knows when your time is up. But when it is up, it's up. Because time is the one constant in the universe that never ends. It has a beginning, but our time, as people, we have a beginning and an end. But time itself is timeless. So when you think about that, we have a lifespan, and that's our time in that lifespan. But time and life goes on without us. And you will watch it from the afterlife or whatever. And if we're all blessed, maybe God will reincarnate us and give us another shot at it. Maybe the next time around we'll get it right. I'm thinking I've been reincarnated more than once, and I'm more than willing to do it again. But I hope in my next life I have a better life than the one I've had. I hope that when I fall in love, that I don't get my heart broken. I hope that I live long enough to make something of myself and not be known as a constant failure like I am in this life. I'm not ashamed of my failures, because if you don't learn from your failures, you'll never have success. So I learned that making my movies, until my movie that was like the greatest ever, the 7 episodes were stolen. So I'm going to close out now because I'm in the 25-minute mark. It's actually 24-minute mark. But I'm closing out because if I don't, I'm going to break into tears. And I don't want anybody on YouTube to see me crying. Okay? So this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. My name is James Williams Jr. In honor of my father and love itself. And since it is February, the month of love, as well as Black History Month and Chinese New Year, all of y'all have a good night. And remember to love the person next to you, and to love your parents, and to try to be good to everyone on the planet, even when they don't deserve it. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Deuces. I think that's what you young black people say now.